Hello friends, today I discuss about a historical background that is a crown role. In previous class, I discussed that company role, but today I discuss about the crown role. Then company role previous क्लास में किया था टुडे क्राउन रोल दैट इज 1815 से शुरू होके 1947 तक क्राउन रूल हुआ था देन क्राउन रूल में गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1858 देन इंडियन काउंसिल एक्ट 1861 इंडियन काउंसिल एक्ट 1892 इंडियन काउंसिल एक्ट 1909 Indian Council Act 1909 is also known as Molle-Minto reforms. Then Government of India Act 1999, it is also known as Montego-Chelmsford reforms. Government of India Act then 1935, then Indian Independence Act 1947. Then first Government of India Act 1858, Act is also known as Act of Good Good Government of India. It changed the Governor General of India to that of India of Viceroy of India. In Charter Act 1833, Governor General of Bengal that changed in the Governor General of India, in which act that Charter Act 1833. But in this act, that is Government of India Act 1858, Governor General of India that changed into Viceroy of India. That our first Viceroy of India, Lord Canning. In this act, abolished Board of Control and Court of Director. Board of Control and a Court of Director first published in Pitt's India Act 1784. Then next, Indian Council Act 1861. Indian Council Act 1861 that important landmark of the constitutional political history of India. इससे कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है वाइसरॉय मेक रूल एंड ऑर्डर फॉर कन्वे ट्रांसलेशन बिजनेस पोर्टफोलियो सिस्टम फर्स्ट इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन लॉर्ड कैनिंग 1859. Then Indian Council Act 1892. In this act, increased number of non-official members in central and provisional legislative council. Central Legislative Council by Viceroy on the recommendation of a Provisional Bengal and Provisional Legislative Council by Governor. Central Legislative Council by Viceroy and the Provisional Legislative Council by Governor. In this Act, Indian Council Act 1892, it is also significant milestone of Indian constitutional and political history. In this act, increase size of various legislative council of India. Indian Council Act first step toward representation government in modern India. In this act, then Monumental 1909, it is also known as Indian Council Act 1909, increased the size of legislative council both central and provincial. It in this act also represent that communal electorate or a separate electorate for a Muslim and सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इंडियन मेंबर को चांस दिया था फर्स्ट टाइम पाई इन एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल सत्येंद्र प्रसाद सिन्हा फर्स्ट इंडियन टू जॉइन इन वाइसरॉयस चैम्बर. Then in this act, Lord Molle is the Secretary of State for India in Executive Council and Lord Minto was Viceroy. मोल्ले मिंटो रिफॉर्म के टाइम से लॉर्ड मिंटो वाइसरॉय था. Then Government of India Act 1919, it also known as Montagu-Chelmsford Reform. In this act, central and provisional legislative to make law. It is divided into provisional subject divided, transport subject and reserve subject. Transport subject administered by governor with the aid of minister responsibility council, and reserve subject administered by governor and his executive council but not interfere the legislative council. And different subjects are there, that is reserve subject law and order, finance, land revenue, irrigation, and transport subject education, health, local government, industry and agriculture. This system divided the provisional subject divided into two system, that is transport and reserve. It also known as diarchy system. Dual system of government is known as diarchy system. It introduced first time by bicameral and a direct. Bicameral means both house, and a direct election in the country. It also known as Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. It is separate elected extend to six Indian and Anglo-Indian and European. लॉर्ड चेम्सफोर्ड वाइसरॉय था वो टाइम में 1919 टाइम में, एंड एडविन मॉन्टेगू सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट था. Then Government of India Act 1935 divide in Government of India Act 1935 के time in divided power between three list, that is federalist and central list and provisional list. Residual power given by Viceroy abolish diarchy in province. Province में diarchy abolish means वो transport subject and reserve subject abolish हो गया. Then in provisional, but it is center, it provides diarchy at center, but provisional autonomy हो गया, diarchy abolish हो गया in provisional. Bicameral introduced in six provinces, that is Bengal, Bombay, Madras, Bihar, Assam, and United Province. Principle of communal representation by providing separate electorate for depressed classes, communal representation, women's labor, and women labor depressed. Three types of three parts को ही communal electoral representation provide किया गया, that is depressed class, women and labor. It provide establishment of federal court which was set up 1937. It also provide setting up a federal public service commission, provisional public service commission, joint public service commission, and federal court. Reserve Bank of India. Then Indian Independence Act 1947. Indian Independence Act 1947 में ended British rule. It ended British rule end हो गया. Then it declared India as a sovereign state and independent state August 15, 1947. It provide partition of India to independent dominions of India and Pakistan. It abolished viceroy and provide each domain a governor general who was appointed by British King on the advice of Dominion Cabinet. Governor General of the Dominion were made to act aid and advise of the Council. जो गवर्नर जनरल अपॉइंटमेंट किया गया वो ही सब कुछ एड एंड एडवाइज द काउंसिल, काउंसिल को वो ही एडवाइज एड करेगा. In this act, it abolished the position of Secretary of State For India, it granted the princely state freedom to join either of the dominion or remain independent. In this act, princely state को किया गया तुम इधर इंडिपेंडेंट हो नहीं तो इधर ज्वाइन करो. And thank you.